everybody, there's where we're starting. I figured out why my trip reset. I was reading on a different manual that had the same kind of a display that the trip odometer only goes up to 655 kilometers, which is 407 miles. So when I got to 407, it reset to 0. So it wasn't something I did. But we're going to take this out today and put some more miles on. Let's get going. Well, woo! Take off and leave me here. Turn off the all-wheel drive. Oh, that all-wheel drive, you forget it's on, boy, you can walk right out and leave you. Well, yesterday, I recorded the whole day, got home, and I couldn't get my 360 camera to turn off. And so I thought, well, I'll take the battery out, and maybe I'll lose the last half hour because it records in half-hour segments. And, so maybe I'll lose a half hour, which wouldn't be, that wouldn't be so bad, Well, anyways, I took it out and I lost everything. There wasn't anything on the card. It's like, my goodness. I don't know why it did that, but hopefully we'll have better luck today. Otherwise, we won't get another video again today. But I think I'm going to stop it once in a while just to make sure it's resetting or something. As long as I honk the horn, I should be able to find the audio. If you're doing multiple cameras and stuff, sometimes syncing the audio is just a pain in the butt. Especially with the 360 out here like this. When it's a long ways, if it's right in front of you, you might be able to pick up what you're saying, but not usually. So we're going to try again today. I tried so hard yesterday to get 50 miles, and going all the way around and rode for like, I don't know, probably 2 hours or more. Only to lose it all. But I do have the audio, but who cares about that, right? I don't know, maybe I'll retrace what I did yesterday, because I hadn't been that way in a while. Having time with my puppies and everything, But anyways, we got some exciting things coming up. It's going to be a really good year, I just know it. A year where explosive growth of the channel. This past year, the channel's grown more than I ever thought was possible. I never thought there was that many people in the world that wanted to watch an old man ride a bike, but yeah, thank you for it. I really thank you for it, because it's given me a new lease on life. Like I told you before, or I told you yesterday when I lost my video, that I went from laying on my back all day in intense pain to riding. I think the first year I rode about 5,000 miles on my ecotric, and then the next year I rode another 5, and then I got my Philodo, and oh my goodness, I rode just at 14,000 miles in a year. And so this year I'm aiming for 15,000 on this. If you want to give Papa a run for his money, you need to go buy you one and get started. And use my link, by the way. I do appreciate that if you use my link. It always brings me a really big smile on my face when I get someone who purchases and uses my link. It's not very much that I get. I think I get, I don't know, like $35 or something on the H8. I think that's what I got. But it's not the life-changing amount of income or anything like that, but it does bring a smile to my face, and it gives me something to talk to my wife about in the morning. Say, hey baby, look at here, I sold a bike. This old dog is still worth a few things yet. But yeah, so we'll see if our puppies are out here today. Here they come. Here comes the puppies. Here comes the puppies. over here. There you go. You like that? The puppies like the bones. Puppies like the bones. Yes, you do. You guys are getting big already. Already, you guys are getting big. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're waiting patiently. You're waiting patiently. There you go. There you go. Here you go. Those are fun. Oh, like I said, wish they'd stay puppies with all their full of life and all that. My daughter has a Maltese, and it's like a fake dog. One of those dogs that sit in the corner and it's got a battery in it that inhales and exhales and just kind of sits there and does nothing. That's kind of what her dog does. For maybe like a half hour of the day, she gets a little animated, but other than that, she's usually sleeping. I guess they say Maltese sleep like 20 hours a day, and it's true. And as they get older, they sleep more. But yeah. I wonder if my terriers will come out today. These guys run right along the road. I don't see them. No. Let's turn this bad boy off and back out and make sure it's working. Yeah, it looks like it's working. You know, when you're going through footage, well, I'm going to be putting a new FREEWHEEL on my e-bycco, EB9 here, real soon to make it a little bit more rideable. It has that same fast bike, small FREEWHEEL syndrome that all these fast e-bikes have. Yeah, I'm going to try to get this odometer to 600 miles a day. I just did my 500-mile review on this, if you want to go check it out. Yeah, I like this side view. It's almost like there's a drone flying right along with you. When I recorded yesterday, my thing said I was recording, my app said I was recording. So there wasn't anything to indicate that there was something wrong until I got home and tried to turn it off. Yeah, it's really something on that 360 camera that it can be flopping all around back there, and most of the time, as long as it's not really big upwards and downwards, swings, it's able to stabilize it. Back when I first started riding, I got this app. It's supposed to control your phone. You could say start recording and stop recording, and it would do it. Only problem is it used its own software to record. So you lost all the stabilization and everything from the iPhone, which I thought was really dumb. They should have used that, Of course, Apple may have something that prevent them from doing it, and probably the newer phones have it so you can just speak it, but I had an old phone. Yeah, my phone before this, I think, was iPhone 5, and I had that for, oh my goodness, 5-6 years at least. I took it apart and put new batteries in it twice. I finally figured out my eyes are not good enough to do that anymore, so I stopped. And then I upgraded to the iPhone SE, which, you're saying, boy, that's ancient now. Yeah, I've had it for a while. I'm a creature of habit. If it works, there ain't no reason to do anything different. I still have the same wife that I started with. If it works, why change it, right? I don't mean that, honey. Yeah, I do mean it. Oh boy. I love you, baby. You know, just in case she's watching this. Don't want to get in trouble. And it happens, you know, she'll watch it while I'm asleep, and then when she gets up, she says, okay, what's this? Humana. Nope, I got a good and beautiful wife. I would not want anybody else's. This is a beautiful day though. Trying to wash off my lens because the other day for the whole video I had a spot on my lens, a spot of dirt that I got coming out the driveway. It's a wonder us old geezers can figure out any of this stuff. You know? I mean, you're talking about people who were almost raised before television. I think we had our first colored TV probably in the 80s. Growing up, I just had a little 12-inch, little TV that was black and white. And I'd race home to watch things after school. Yeah, I guess our neighbor the other day decided he was going to burn off around one of his buildings, and the wind got a hold of it, and it just went crazy. Burned all the way across this part of his field, I guess. And yeah, I didn't know nothing about it until the neighbor asked my wife and said, where were you? And she looked at him and said, what do you mean, where was I? Yeah, I learned my lesson. I was going to burn off the pond one time, our big pond, and the wind was blowing toward the pond, so that's the side that I started the fire on. Big mistake, because that wind got a hold of it and just blew it across there, and boy, I was down taking 5-gallon buckets and running up, and I was beating it with a rake, and I broke the rake. So my wife won't let me burn nothing now. That's too scary, she said. And so I'm not going to mow it no more. No, I made up my mind this year I'm going to mow once a month. If we're going to live on a farm and I have to mow, I'm just going to mow once a month. And that's it. I don't go in the grass anyways during the summertime because I'm too afraid of chiggers because I'm allergic to them. So I stay on the beaten path. The only time I'm off it is when I'm mowing the lawn. And so we'll just mow it enough to keep it down. Every month we'll knock it down. And well, I will say, so far I really like the bike, especially with the improvements that I did. Put a new freewheel and a new crank on here, and so I could get the speed of my cadence even with my H8. Yeah, as you can see, I'm still pedaling, pretty fast. I don't know if there's a way to just look at it and see how many revolutions a minute. I guess you look at it for 15 seconds and times it by 4, I guess. But take a look at this intersection up here where I blast through with my H8 all the time. And it's out in the country here, so don't worry. I can see way ahead if there's a car coming or not. And going through it here is usually pretty exciting. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, it won't be long. We'll be hoping for days like this. When it gets up in the 90s, I start to ride in the morning. Then usually I can handle it up around 95. In the direct heat of the day, like around noon or something like that, it's pretty intense. Got those other e-bikes I got now. I need to put some more miles on them. I like my Hanover for going to places because I can fit it in the car. So when we go as a family, I'll take the Hanover because it'll fit. But these bikes here, the handlebars are just up too high. So what I want to get is like a Transit or something like that. So when I get, 50,000 subscribers, I'll get me a Transit where I can have the bike racks on the inside, and we can wheel those babies right up in there, and off we go anytime our heart desires. I thought about getting a trailer, but my wife don't like a trailer. Being a no truck driver, a trailer don't mean anything to me. It's just something that follows you, Yeah, I ride probably 4 or 5 times more miles on my bike than I do in my car. I don't go very much in my car. I'll give you a funny tidbit here. I bought my wife a car, and so the car that we used to use for our main source of transportation, I ended up getting it, and I use it as a truck. And so I went to Lowe's, maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe a few more times than that, but so I probably have like 100 miles on it, going back and forth to Lowe's. But I got 2,600 miles on it going up and down my driveway. Because I use it to go get the mail sometimes, and I use it to put garbage out at the road. And so almost all these miles on that car was going up and down the driveway, because I set the trip, and I haven't to reset it since we got a newer car. It's like we got 602 miles on here. And yeah, so they said the trip odometer turns over at 655 kilometers, which is really a weird number, and which is 407. So when I got 407 over here, it turned over. So it wasn't something I did. So there's what we got, 603 miles. And I think that was right around 50 or 51 miles today. And yeah, now you can see this thing is charging. I just take the cord from my power pack here, and while I'm in the house and stuff, I just put another little charge on this here. By the time I get done, it'll be charged. It says I got 51 volts, and yet the battery's all the way down. I don't understand how this thing works. Anyways, alrighty, well, that was over 50 miles if I figured it right. And it's a beautiful day other than the wind. And hopefully you're out there riding. Alrighty, this is Papa Blue Shirt. Thanks for riding with me today. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you.